Nauta AI Builder Brief. This week in AI was not really about one new model. It was about the stack underneath the model. Agents need memory, compute needs receipts, security is moving closer to the code. And if you are building with AI, the question is no longer which demo looked best. The question is which rails can you actually trust? That is what this show is for. Signal Brief covers the fast news cycle. Builder Brief slows the week down and asks a different question. What changed for people actually building with AI, not just watching the launches, building the agents, wiring the tools, running local models, shipping content, protecting keys, keeping workflows alive after the first impressive demo? And this week, the pattern is clear. AI is leaving demo mode. The first signal is the agent layer. Google's I/O Wave, Gemini 3.5 Flash, and agent development surfaces like anti-gravity all point in the same direction. Whether you build on Google's stack or not, the direction matters. The frontier labs are not just selling chat anymore, they are selling action loops. That changes the test. A chatbot can look good in one answer. An agent has to remember state, call tools safely, recover from mistakes, follow permissions, and leave a receipt behind. That is not a better chat window. That is a system. The second signal is memory. Snap State showed up in Rosie's scan because it points at a real builder problem. Agents lose continuity when the workflow resets. The same pattern is showing up across indie builder tooling, lightweight database memory, SQLite style state, disciplined summaries, and a little more skepticism about throwing every problem into a vector database. The builder red is simple. If your agent only works because the current prompt is perfect, it is not infrastructure yet. It is a performance. Real agent systems need a place to put state, a way to summarize history, a way to retrieve the right memory, and a way to prove what happened. Sometimes that is a vector index. Sometimes it is a small database, a clean schema, and boring discipline. The third signal is compute. The public market is still rewarding AI hardware. Cerebras had an IPO moment. Tense Torrent is drawing takeover interest. Lenovo is talking about a major AI server pipeline. Qualcomm keeps getting pulled into the AI device conversation. That is not just finance. That is the market saying the rails matter. Inside our own shop, the boring rails mattered too. We tested Brightspeed Fiber from a DGX Spark over a 10 gig Ethernet port. Against the Brightspeed Colleen Ookla server, we measured about 8.12 gigabits down and 7.65 gigabits up. That is not the kind of thing that becomes a viral AI headline. But if you run a local AI factory, it matters. Serving models, moving video, syncing artifacts, running benchmarks, and keeping agents responsive all depend on the layer underneath the demo. The fourth signal is the trust boundary. Anthropic says Project Glasswing has found more than 10,000 high or critical severity vulnerabilities. The NTSB restricted access to transportation accident data after people used AI to recreate voices of pilots killed in a crash. Those are different stories, but they point at the same future. AI builders are going to inherit more trust boundary problems. What can the model see? What can the agent do? What should never be generated? What gets logged? Who can inspect the trail later? For us, that connects directly to Holster and to the way we run agents. Secret scanning, path allow lists, stage then apply, mutation logs, and review gates. That is not paperwork. That is how a useful AI system stays useful when it gets power. Now the factory receipt. This week we looked at SGLang and Radic attention because the claim was exactly the kind of thing our workloads should benefit from. Long system prompts, repeated turns, Hermes orchestrator traffic, and persona daemon patterns. The published throughput claim was tempting, so we tested it on our hardware with our workload shape. The vLLM baseline completed 100 out of 100 synthetic Hermes and persona-shaped requests. SGLang loaded the Qwen 3 FP8 model. Radix cache was enabled. The endpoint came up. Then the deterministic smoke test returned corrupted output. That ended the benchmark, because if the model cannot pass a basic quality gate, throughput does not matter yet. That is the builder lesson. Do not migrate because a chart says plus 29%. First ask whether the system returns the right answer. Speed is downstream of trust. So here is the readout for this week. 1. If you are building agents, memory is no longer optional. Treat it as infrastructure. 2. If you are evaluating inference engines, test quality before speed. A faster broken endpoint is not a win. 3. If you are building AI products, permission boundaries and audit trails need to exist before growth, not after a scary incident. 4. If you are tempted to chase every model announcement, Slow down and inspect the rails. State, compute, networking, storage, serving, evals, and rollback. The theme is not glamorous, but it is durable. The AI stack is leaving demo mode. Builders who notice that early will build calmer systems. Builders who miss it will keep shipping impressive prototypes that cannot survive contact with real work. This is Nauta AI Builder Brief. We are building the factory in public, and the factory is teaching us which parts of AI are actually ready to carry weight. Next week, we keep watching agent memory, model serving claims, and the trust boundary around AI generated media. Build calmer systems.